Energy optimum mobile cloud computing under the Stochastic wireless channel. This is the title of our project. Now let's see the abstracts. Our aim is to implement the effective framework for the mobile execution which can be offloaded into the cloud in order to conserve the energy. For doing this, we are adopting the technique called Gilbert-Elliott model, which can able to save the energy of the mobile device, as well as it can able to determine how much energy can be saved by offloading the mobile application in cloud. We are formatting two kinds of factors. One is mobile execution and another is cloud execution. Mobile execution will be carried out by modifying the clock frequency and it deals with the hardware. And the cloud execution will be carried out by offloading the mobile application into the cloud. Then by accessing mobile application in the cloud will be accessible by the mobile, in which it will not conserve any types of resources. So that what we're going to propose is, while executing some application in cloud instead of mobile, can able to conserve energy as well as some resources. For example, suppose if any operation runs in a mobile application, it will consume energy as well as some will occupy some memory. So suppose if we offload the mobile execution in cloud, the overall execution process will be taking in the cloud, so that the energy consumption will be less as well as the data consumption will be occurred only in cloud, not in mobile. So since the resources are not consumed more in mobile execution, then obviously energy can be consumed. Here in our proposal, user can able to select an input and send it to the cloud. Then the overall execution will be taking place in cloud, not in mobile device. So after the selection of input, user can able to send it to cloud, then automatically the cloud execution will be take place, in which the operation will be performed as per the user need. Since the overall operation is taking place in cloud, the energy consumption as well as the memory consumption and resource consumption will all resource conservation and the energy conservation is carried out in mobile device. We can able to propose that the executing the mobile application by offloading the mobile application in cloud can able to conserve energy as well as the some resources. The energy consumption in mobile device can be carried out by Gilbert-Elliott model, which uses some threshold value, which it will be depends on the energy consumption as well as the. After acquiring every those values from the Gilbert-Elliott model, we can able to compute how much energy can be conserved offloading the mobile application into the cloud. Now let's see the data flow diagram of our project. This is the data flow diagram of our project. Here user need to select an input. It will be of some image. After user providing the input image, then it will be carried out for further process. Then the overall properties of the input image will be calculated. Then after calculating the properties of the input image, CPU, RAM, cache, resource consumption is monitored. After start monitoring the resources for the further process. Then the user need to select which operation need to be performed on this image. They said here no operation will be taking place, everything will be take place in the cloud. So here just user need to select the operation to be performed in that image. For example, if the user need to perform a rotation operation, he need to select the rotation operation and he should need to define the rotating angle for which the input image should be get rotated. After the selection of the operation and defining the values, he need to confirm that. After confirming that, user can able to send that image as well as the operation query to the cloud. This will be the client operation. After the user send the request as well as the input image to the cloud process gets started. Here it just acquire the input image. After acquiring the input image, then it automatically perform the operation which is defined by the user according to the values provided by the users. After the every execution in the cloud is performed, then the CPU, RAM and cache resource monitoring is get stopped. Here after the user send the input image as well as the operation to be performed to the cloud, the CPU, RAM and cache monitoring will be take place in the cloud. Then automatically the operation that is defined by the user will be get performed according to the value provided by the users. As I said, if the user selected the rotation and defined the any rotating angle, then it will be automatically carried out in the cloud process. After the completion of the operation, the output image will be generated. After the generation of the output image, the CPU, RAM and cache monitoring will be get stopped. then the every information that is the resultant image as well as the resource consumption of the cloud will be sent back to the client. Here, after the completion of the every process in the cloud, the client will receive the resultant image as well as the resource consumption which is made in the cloud. So after that, after acquiring every all value, the client need to acquiring the resultant image as well as the resource consumption data, then it will be proceeded. After proceeding that, in client side it acquires the resource consumption which is made in the cloud process. Then the Gilbert-Elliott model algorithm will be carried out. In order to determine how much energy is conserved along with the parameter. Suppose if it exceeds some threshold value, then we can able to determine how much energy can be consumed by the resource consumed which is received from the cloud. Then from those things we can able to determine how much energy is consumed in the client process. By doing this, we can able to minimize the energy consumption as well as the resource consumption in the mobile device. Thank you. Now let's see the demo of our project. This is the home screen of our project. Here user need to select an input image. Here I am just selecting one input image. Here automatically the height and width properties will be calculated as soon as the user selected the image. Let's proceed with this. After that, we need to start monitoring the CPU usage, memory usage and cache usage of this mobile device. Let's proceed. After that, we need to select an operation that need to be performed on this input image. Now as I said, I am just selecting the rotation and I need to define some rotating angle on which the input image need to be rotated. Here I am selecting 45. After that, user need to confirm this. Operation. After confirming this operation as well as this value, then server has to be get start. Then user need to start the server. Then after that, in mobile device can able to send the image as well as the operation to be performed to the cloud. As soon as it sends, and automatically in cloud, as soon as the user send that one, then automatically the user selected operation for that value will be automatically get performed. After the completion of this operation, automatically the CPU usage, RAM usage and cache usage of the cloud will be get stopped. As soon as it gets stopped, we need to just process. That is, here the building of the output image as well as the resource consumption of the cloud will be taking place. In client side, then the user need to receive the user need to receive the resulted image along with the parameter which is calculated in cloud. These are the parameter which is occupied in cloud operation. Then let's proceed with this. Then here we can able to acquire the details which is consumed in cloud. After that, we need to compute. During this computation process, the Gilbert-Elliott model will be taking place in order to determine how much resource and how much energy is consumed by offloading the mobile application in cloud. After the completion of this analysis, we can able to determine how much resource is conserved in mobile application. After determining this, we can able to see the visual representation by means of graph. Graph shows how much CPU usage is consumed in the cloud operation. This graph shows how much RAM consumption is done in cloud operation. This graph shows that how much cache consumption in cloud graph. This graph represents how much energy is conserved by offloading the mobile application in cloud. So by implementing, we implemented a framework for offloading the mobile application in cloud in order to conserve the energy by using the Gilbert-Elliott model. Thank you.